All right, and we're live. We'll let some people pile in here before we get going.
We are not live, sir.
Push this live somewhere. Where are we live to?
Oh, there we go.
This takes a minute.
Yep.
Girly Chew, welcome in. Ricky, welcome in. Good to see you. Amy, good evening. How is everyone doing tonight? We're starting off the stream in night mode. Some of you are probably in bed or in a dark room, trying not to mess with your night vision. Maybe we'll change the lights. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Welcome in either way.
Amy, great to see you. As always, Ricky, fried potatoes, girly.
Fried potatoes, welcome in. Good to see you. We're going to give it a few minutes, let people pop in here. Tonight, we're just going to do some tracking. We're going to track the flights. We're going to track and see what we hear on the radio and talk a little bit about the news and just have a good time.
If y'all don't mind hitting that thumbs up for us on the way in here, we would definitely appreciate it.
Swiller, you're always the one that remembers that. Thank you so much. It helps me remember to like the stream as well.
I mean,
it works.
We were talking earlier.
People in here. Go ahead.
We were talking earlier about the weather. I'm noticing here on the Flight Radar 24 map, the weather up there in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Out here in California, where I am, it's a bit of a wet. Been a bit of a wet past, say, 24 hours. It's been some well-needed rain out here because we are really fearing a drought coming up here soon. I also noticed on that same map we got 4 E6s up at one time right now.
Pretty interesting, right?
Wow.
Fried Potatoes gifted 5 memberships. We got 5 new Elite Recon crew members. Thanks to Fried Potatoes. Thank you so much.
I'm only picking up 1 E6 on ADSB compared to your 2. We have on my screen, I'm looking at a tanker that just took off out of Beale and the typical West Coast refueling team that patrols off the coast under the call sign Rats is up tonight.
All right, so let's just look at these E6s real quick. So let me do some... Maybe I have my filter set up right now. Maybe not. Three E6s. There was a 4th, I swear.
There was. It was in the... where the one in the central part of the country is there. Sorry, I was having a brain fart for a second.
That's okay. I saw the same thing. So, all right, we got one that took off east of Los Angeles, one north of them that's done a loop. Now, some of these under registration, under Flight Radar lately have been showing like tactical hex code. That's pretty interesting. And then so we have one to the right, which is DIL 14. Actually, a call sign on that one. Interesting. Also doing a loop. 3 E6s up, possibly 4. We saw 4. Does that mean we're going to hear anything soon? You know what? I'm going to get a SDR going up as well, just in case. Right now, from my radio, we're listening to 11175 at the moment. My favorite frequency to listen to for E6s. I mean, they can transmit on a whole bunch of frequencies, but that seems to be the case. Let me get.
Well, looks like Zelensky's headed home.
Is he? Is he heading home with some Tomahawks? I read that so there's a second E6 up. You're right. Oklahoma. Or are they still on the ground? Let me take a look. Let me look before they go away. We got Dill 14, and we have another one. What the heck? I'm showing 2 Dill 14s.
I'm showing a single Dill 14. There's another E6 that has done, let's count them off together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Touch and goes. He's on his 18th circuit right now. Bill 14 is coming in to possibly land or possibly do some touch and goes. Who knows? They fly some very erratic patterns at times.
Bodie 49, welcome in. Good to see you. Bodie says, evening all from the UK. Hey, good evening. Good morning to you. It's pretty early your time.
All right. I found the second E6 off the west coast, just south of Monterey.
Yep, right there.
And then
that's weird because over in Oklahoma, those are both showing up as Dill. Same call sign for me.
That's weird.
And now,
although I had that the other day, I was tracking a couple T-38s. They were under the call sign Aspen 4.5, I believe it was. And then the first one took off and went and did its thing, and the second one took off shortly after. And about 5 minutes after being in the air, the second one's call sign changed to Onyx 45.
Interesting.
So those hex codes, sometimes it takes a while. I think, it probably runs on some archaic system like everything else our government runs on.
Yeah.
I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Swirler, what is the short answer to this? Amy has a question. What are E6s known for?
E6s are known for being a primary communications method for our tactical forces. It serves the TACAMO mission, TACAMO standing for Take Charge and Move Out. Primary role is communicating with our nuclear forces on the ground in the case of us needing to handle some business. They also serve as communication relays in general and have some other general communication functions.
So they can go up, and they can send out signals. They can also send out up to a 5-mile cable out the back end.
Yeah, they've got a couple of antennas on board that are on cables on reels, one of which is 5 miles, the other which is, I believe, a 2-mile antenna. When they are deploying those antennas, they do so in a method where they turn tight spirals in one area. They generally are communicating to submarines that have an antenna floated up to the surface. If not, the submarine itself is sitting on the surface. They also, in the case of an E4 not being up, can talk to the missile silos in your neck of the woods there, Frost.
Heck yeah. Just giving out some more memberships real quick to the channel. Also, huge shout out to Fried Potatoes for throwing out some memberships earlier. Thank you so much, Fried Potatoes. What a legend.
100%. If you guys are new here, or maybe you just got the notification that you got a gift membership, either from Static Shift or Fried Potatoes, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you know when we go live on the channel. We maintain a 24/7 live stream here on Static Shift. Part of the Shift network. We'll explain that in a little bit here. Tease on that. But Static Shift here has been around for quite a while, tracking flights, bringing you guys news and intel and all the freshest stories. You guys bringing us all the news and the intel and the freshest stories. Got one of the best Discords. Discord server is on Discord, in my opinion. And you know what I like to say, Frost. We are the best damn open source intelligence community on the internet. We might have a new name, Static Shift, but we are the same old folks here. I'm Swiller. He's Frost. We appreciate you being with us tonight. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the stream.
So up next, we're going to go over just some of the news that's happened in the last few days. Some of the top headlines, news stories, stuff like that. And then Swiller's going to give some more exciting news about the Shift network that we've covered in previous live streams, but also some more interesting and amazing news. I have a few pieces of news to share. But as far as news today, let me look here. Fried Potatoes shared a headline, Trump and Zelensky to meet on October 17th in Washington. What else do we have here? From the Callie shared a headline from World War III Monitor. For the first time in American history, a Christian cross has been engraved into the Presidential Medal of Freedom in honor of Charlie Kirk.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Thank you so much, Callie M, for sharing that, and Fried.
I got a headline. I shared it
ahead.
earlier today. In the United Kingdom, a ranch, farm, whatever you want to call it, has set the record for the world's tallest donkey. Also, on the same farm, the donkey with the world's largest ears.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you shared that earlier today. Let's see here. State Department employee accused of removing classified documents from secure locations and meeting with Chinese officials. That came from Fox News.
Yeah, my personal opinion, as Garfield used to say so eloquently, that person needs to be drug out to the street and metaphorically shot. Keyword,
metaphorically. Yes, metaphorically. YouTube.
Damn algorithm.
Things are possibly heating up between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Again, the tensions are running a little bit higher than normal. There was exchange of fire reported. Nothing confirmed that I've seen. Also, this was interesting. So, a few days ago, Pete Hegseth, I can never remember his current title now. It's not SecDef.
It's Secretary of War.
Secretary of War. SecWar. Okay, so SecWar, Pete Hegseth, demanded that all the news agencies that have anything, that when they come to the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, and they want to share the news, right? They want to be reporters and go report on things, that they have to get strict permission on what they're allowed to say, and they have to clear out their story or get their story straight from the Pentagon. No, like, coming up with what you want to talk about and report on that is is the gist that I get. Most of the news agencies, all of that I've read about, even Fox News was like, no. And if you don't comply with this, you will lose your Pentagon and Department of Defense press pass. Very interesting.
My dad and I were talking about this today, and I told him that, as we all know, there's the alphabet news networks, and we all know where most of them stand. And then you have the not so alphabet news networks like OAN or Newsmax.
Mm-hmm.
And Newsmax put out an article today stating that they are 100% standing against the new restrictions with the 10 or 12 other networks that are protesting them as well. So far as I can tell, other than some really fringe networks, the only real network that has like a TV channel that has signed on to these new restrictions, I'm not even going to call them rules, I'm just going to call them what they are, restrictions on the First Amendment, is OAN, One America News. They are a very conservative, very right. They make Fox News look like they're in the center of the road, which I will say Fox News has gotten a little bit more center as of recently.
Yeah.
They look, what everybody used to describe Fox News as being this extreme right-wing network. That's what OAN is. They are very on the fringe of the right side. And they're the only ones so far
Well, with Fox, a huge litigation and having to pay tons of money will do that to you as well.
Yeah. Frost, a moment ago, you were speaking about the spy. We'll just call him that for what he is,
Hmm.
a traitor, a spy. Don says in chat, I read they were an unpaid volunteer. Why do they have access to classified information? And I actually wanted to answer that. So, what that is about is that he was an unpaid volunteer on the government side of things. However, he was paid for by the Carnegie Institute and he was paid for by a couple other educational organizations and think tanks in the DC area, excuse me. And so he was getting paid through those organizations to do his work, which would then help the government out. Part of his work duties, which he was being paid for, were to volunteer um, at uh, at the government. But he was being paid by several institutions to to work for think tanks, and he had a very very deep understanding of Indian affairs and that sort of subcontinent of India and Micronesia and whatnot in that area. And according to the article that I read, he met with Chinese officials several times since 2022, including giving them some information on American aircraft.
Interesting. Uh, Reuters is reporting that U.S. stocks end mixed gold jumps amid upbeat IMF forecast trade tensions. Wall Street closed mixed on Tuesday, and gold touched a record high as investors weighed upbeat economic sentiment from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, and Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell agreed or against revived U.S. China trade tensions. Gold is going to the moon.
Let's get a spot price on that right now.
Absolutely crazy. I'm not invested in gold right now. I kind of wish I had more physical gold investments, but oh my gosh.
41.92.20.
4192. I remember on this channel, what, 2 or 3 months ago? Maybe it was more. Time flies. When it hit 3,000, and that was nuts. Gold is a good indicator of, we're not giving financial advice here. Gold is a great indicator of people having distrust in traditional investments, into the system, into the government, into businesses. Gold is a great indicator of economic instability and chaos. Personally, also not giving you financial advice, that E6 keeps on popping up and popping back out, maybe because it's doing those laps. But anyways, back to gold. I kind of have. I don't watch him anymore, but Dave Ramsey has a good sentiment on gold investments as far as like giving someone else gold that holds the gold for you. As beans, bullets, and band-aids are much better of an investment as far as if stuff were really to hit the fan. Gold in somebody else's vault is going to do you no good if the
Yeah.
big one happens, you know. Gold is a good investment in my opinion, but not for doomsday investments.
No, gold is a great. You know, it's funny. I watched a reel today, and it was the uh, Pawn Stars down there in Vegas. You know,
Yeah.
and it was an episode where the old man was still alive, and this guy walks in and he's pushing a cart, and the son looks over and goes, "Well, what the hell do you got there?" And the guy goes, "Well, I've invested my entire life in little bits of silver here and there." You know, and he pulls out these bags and bars of silver, and the old man like pops up out of the chair as soon as he heard there was silver on the counter, and he walks over, and the only thing he wanted to say about that silver is, "Son, I've been investing in gold and silver my entire life as well. gold and silver is a hedge bet against hyperinflation.
Yep.
And we're not seeing a hyperinflation right now by any stretch of the imagination. However, I have, Ramsey is wrong in this particular time frame right now. In the last 2 to 3 year time frame, Ramsey is wrong because gold has performed so well. But typically speaking, and again, we are not giving financial advice here on Static Shift. I am not a financial advisor, and you should only seek financial advice from a certified and licensed financial advisor.
Do not listen to us for financial advice. It'll be a bad day.
Exactly. However, what he says about gold normally is correct. Gold normally does not increase value in a rewarding sense. Normally it's 3 to 6% a year.
Yep.
The stock market on average gains 10% a year over the course of 10 years. Sometimes you got bad years, sometimes you got good years, but over the course of 10 years, the stock market will gain 10% a year. Gold, not so much. However, gold is up. Gold's up beyond belief right now. Beyond belief. 57% in the last year. Frost, bust that out to 5 years. 119% in 5 years. So let's just call it 120% for what it is in 5 years. If you break that down, you're talking what there, 24% investment over the course of that 5 year, which of course outpaces the stock market's traditional 10%. Now the stock market's grown at a higher than a traditional 10% as well. We know that the stock market is growing huge. Bitcoin, as you got on the screen right now, so Bitcoin though, on the month and over the past 6 months even, has been quite the roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's been on a bit of a plateau of between 100 and 120,000 for a little
when
while.
It looks
now.
like a saw blade.
But compared to where the hell
Not great.
Bitcoin was 2 years ago, bro. Shit.
Yeah. Pretty crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
April 6, 2024 was what you just had on the screen
Yeah.
there. That's what? SPY price.
Yep. The S&P 500. It's an ETF that tracks multiples.
Oh, it's the Spider ETF.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I like that they use SPY
I know.
as their ticker. I found a stock one time like that. I was just putting words in the ticker searches to see what came back, and I found one, and it had some positive news articles. So I watched it, and it's interesting what stocks can do. Like in this case, the stock was ticker FIRE. It was a company called SourceFire. They had some unique software they were developing. They were working with government contracts. Next thing you know, some software gets approved by some regulatory committee, and the government contract gets raised, and then some other company comes along and buys them. And they went from like $7 a share to $36 a share. And then when they got bought, they got a 3-to-1 split. And if I would have just put $1,000 into that, just $1,000, bro, that would have been
right.
Such a nice little payback on my investment, bro. I would have made 5 times on the stock, and then I would have made 3 times, or I would have made 2 times on that, 3 times on that, on top of that.
Oh man, shoulda, woulda, coulda. A whole bunch of investments, especially Bitcoin, right?
Welcome in, Jeanette. Great to see you. Land Speculation had a great live today. He was out walking around DC feeding ducks, and
that was a different normal.
That
was a different time than a normal lifetime. It was great.
Yeah, no, I was actually able to catch one of his lives. Usually, when he's on kind of late night, it's hit or miss whether I can catch it lately. But when he was on live today, I happened to get the notification when I was standing out in my garage. I was like, oh, I'll pop in. I was first one in the chat today, and he was walking around feeding ducks, talking about kind of doing what we're doing right now, just talking about various news points and talking about opinions, getting folks' opinion in the chat on various things, and doing what he specializes in over there, and that's having a great stream.
Yep, great stream. If you haven't yet, check out Land Speculation on YouTube. Awesome content, awesome Awesome crew over there. Jeanette's part of the crew over there. They do a great job.
Yep, her, Boo, Moniker, Quiet Castle, great moderators. When I call our moderators the best in the internet, the best on YouTube, I do know that those cats over there hold a candle to our mods quite well, and those guys are awesome.
Look at Overlord 02, the MQ4 Triton, scanning out over here.
I wonder what they're, that's not so much, hey, I'm looking inland. That's, hey, I'm watching your ports and I'm looking to see what you guys are doing, like fast boat training and such.
But look, it has some quick contacts right here. It did go inland just a little bit, or just had some weird tracking. And then some tracking down here. It was like, oh, oopsies, we ended up over here. Oh, now we're over here.
It's just propagation for us. It's just propagation.
Right? Jeanette said land might go live again tonight. That would be awesome.
Nice.
All right. Well, while I'm scanning the skies, I'm going to intro this real quick. So, some steps that we made. We used to be Warwatch. If you didn't know that, we used to be Warwatch Intel. We rebranded / changed the name to Static Shift. Now, the goal where we're heading is into a network. Static Shift exists, kind of what Warwatch turned into. Now that we're covering more broad strokes, we cover war, but we cover more things. We cover breaking news. We're going to do interviews, a whole bunch of stuff. But I kind of want to talk about where that's heading really quick before we get into more tracking. And then Swirler will take this away here in a second. Static Shift is turning into also a network. Right now it's the Shift Network. I have to say that correctly. The Shift Network. And it's going to be full of creators, good creators, like Swiller, like Fried Potatoes, and we'll get to that here in a second, and other creators who kind of had the same mindset. It doesn't have to be the same kind of stuff like what we're talking about here, but good creators, good people, and good people that we can rely on. So, Swiller is joining the Shift Network, and then take it away, Swiller. Give us the info on that.
So in the next few days to a week, you guys will see via our Discord, you'll get an alert. And I'm sure Frost will be nice enough to make a community post on Static Shift, where we're going to have a little intro video to the channel known as Intel Shift. Warwatch is in our DNA and in our roots around here. We're on the screen right now tracking flights, and that was one of the very first things that we would do on Warwatch, and talking about all the news. And now that we're covering, like Frost said, the broad strokes over here, we thought it would be a good idea to have a standalone place to still have that spot for that narrow scope, the war, the hot spots, the deep dives into the military tech and equipment and kit and whatnot that you guys are used to over on what used to be Warwatch Intel. Now, the one difference is that Static Shift is going to remain the 24/7 live.
Mm-hmm.
I have no intention as of now of having a 24/7 live. That's not within my bailiwick to be able to do and to manage right now. I know, Frost, it's a hell of an operation for you to do up there.
It's tremendous.
And we definitely
tremendous
all
feat.
appreciate it. I know the folks in the audience don't get a chance to see the behind the scenes stuff that you do. But your work is definitely appreciated. I know I give you props quite often for that, but I just can't say it enough, man. I appreciate you giving us the community, the spot to hang out. I appreciate you giving us the spot to allow this community to flourish in. This community has built itself up quite well, and we want to make sure that we're catering to everybody. So, especially if you if you might have been having some thoughts about the direction or whatnot, there's rest assured going to be a place for kind of the older school version. Um, I'm planning on going live twice a week. Frost will likely be on there with me for one of those
Hmm.
lives, and I'll likely be on there with you guys by myself for the other. Um, but we're going to bring some great content via that. So Amy's question earlier about what does an E6 do? I plan on bringing a video out, some evergreen content, as you call it, that will explain exactly what an E6 does in probably 3 to 5 minutes. I want to keep things short and simple and explanative, educational. I want you guys to be able to take the knowledge that I have in my brain and apply it to what we do here on Static Shift and Mind Shift and to Intel Shift, and kind of keep that fire burning because it's inside of
Definitely.
all of us.
So that channel is currently being made right now. I don't have a link to share for that, and unless you do, Swiller. Um, do you have a link for that?
Oh, give me a moment. I can come up with one.
Okay. Link that in chat here in just a second. So, Static Shift again is the breaking news, the alerts. We're going to cover the headlines. We'll track stuff like we are right now, and we'll get into stuff. But for the deeper look, the information deep dive, the nuts and bolts of everything. Looks like you just got flashbang there, Swiller.
Jeez.
That's what happens when we go from night mode here, when the all red that we're doing. Anyways, so static shift, the broad strokes, Intel shift is going to be the deep dive, the nuts and bolts, what makes this tick. And Swiller is leading that charge. It's his channel. We're just making a network of like-minded people. Now, to shift our tracks one more time, Fried Potatoes has made a channel and joined the network here, which is completely, like I said, not all the channels on here are going to be war, intel, news. Completely opposite, but I think it is much needed, especially right now. They are videos that have positive messages voiced by Fried Potatoes and are just phenomenal. I definitely think you should come in here, listen to these. They help me out throughout the day. I know they help other people. She is just getting going right now. So if you could go over there, and if this interests you at all, positive messages, positive ways to start your day, or maybe it's that pick me up that you need throughout the day. These are in such a hard space on the internet, which is the internet. This is like the positive vibes out there. This is kind of the fresh of breath, the fresh air as you're scrolling through TikTok or YouTube. So links in the chat. Give Fried Potatoes a subscribe, a like over there. These videos and the stuff that she's doing is fantastic. Swiller, back to you about Intel shift.
Yeah, so I'm just learning how to use good old Discord over here because it's always fun learning on the fly, doing something new. But I'm getting that link set up real quick. Wanted to. There we go.
And while Swiller's looking into that, if you are a creator or want to be a creator and you have an idea or you're already doing something, let's have a conversation. You don't have to have a name that is shift if you don't want, if you already have something going, but give me a shout. Let's chat. Let's see how we can help you, how you can help the rest of us. I think the future of small creators creating content on YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that is together, is collaboration. You don't have to be part of the Shift Network if you don't want to, but let's collaborate. I think that is where we're heading.
All right. Almost there, buddy.
That's fine. We got an E3 heading west, call sign Sentry 61. Right behind that E6. That E3 was on the East Coast over in the Atlantic running some laps. Quite a few laps, actually. Scanning over the Atlantic. Keeping America safe. One more shout out to Mindshift while you're doing that, Swiller. Fried's positive messages. They're real quick. They are anywhere between 15 seconds, 45 seconds, somewhere around there, 30 seconds. Positive messages. And when I'm scrolling through YouTube Shorts or they come up in my feed because I'm subscribed and I've liked them before, it's nice having that little break in your day. All right, Swiller, you got the link in chat?
I do.
So if you're interested in those deep dives and Swiller's awesome information, and also don't think Swiller's going anywhere. He's making this channel, but he's still going to be a guest host on here, a co-host, and a personality over here on Static Shift as well. So it's not like we're giving Swiller the boot or he's running the heck out of here. Always a great friend to the channel. Cargo 18. A10 Thunderbolt. That one comes up wrong. That's not actually an A10, is it? That one comes up wrong sometimes down here in Alabama, Georgia. This A10, it's Cargo 18. This one is mislabeled sometimes, isn't it?
Let me see if I can. Probably not even coming up on mine, but yeah, it probably is.
7-8.
Oh, Cargo 18?
Yeah.
It comes up as an A10. Damn, it's a Chinook.
Yeah, this thing has come up wrong, and I've shouted out wrong, and I've been corrected in chat a few times. I forgot who corrected me, but thank you, because I used to shout it out. I was like, what is this A10 doing? A10's cargo is usually nothing but Bert. Yeah. Isn't that strange? I have to send Flight Radar a message on that one. Jeanette says, I subbed, Swiller. Amy subbed.
Right.
Thank you so much, everyone.
I got an alert an hour ago, and I want to shout this out. 15-year-old pilots, according to Flight Radar 24, sent me this alert. 15-year-old, of course, my screen shuts off. Australian pilot Byron Waller is either just about to or has completed a 50-leg round-the-world flight raising awareness for Crohn's disease.
That's awesome. Super awesome. 50 leg.
That is badass. 50 leg. That is badass.
Wow. That's a feat. That is a feat. Right now, speaking of all the network, sometimes from time to time I would play games over here on Static Shift. I have moved that content over, and when I do have a chill night to play games from time to time live on a stream, I'm going to push that over. I'll announce it over here on Static Shift, as well as when Swiller's going live and stuff like that. We'll give each other shout outs when we're going live. But when it comes to video games and stuff like that, I move that over to its own channel, and that'll be meta shift over there. So I'll give shout outs when I'm over there for the people that are into it. I don't want that to pop up on your feed if that's not something you're interested in. So more to follow on that. One P8 in Oregon, one P8 in Washington. Oh yeah, got distracted there with all the network information. I was gonna turn my filters off and take a look at Japan because earlier it was hopping. We have a few NAs. Ooh, one just off the west coast of South Korea, tactical hex code. UAV with another something doing the same thing right above it. Possibly two UAVs off the coast. And one NA checking stuff up here. Interesting. 3 NA aircraft. And again, this one keeps on popping in and out of tracking above this UAV here. What do we have flights? We got 472 miles per hour ground speed, 621. That is cruising at 17,000 feet. And this one here, 24,000 feet. Making spaghetti over there, over the ocean. Oh, Swiller says, please sub to me. I need 50 subs to go live. Jeanette says, I like the plane is yelling, ah. This one right here. The A call sign here. That's just screaming. Swiller, let me check out this in chat really quick here. Anything else that you want to share about the news or your channel there, Swiller?
Let's see. We had Charlie Kirk getting the Presidential Medal today. Israeli hostage, or I guess the Israelis that were hostages in Palestine have been freed. The living ones, it sounds like the Palestinians may have also, Hamas to be specific, has also handed over 4 of the unalived hostages, with more to come. Trump threatened Hamas today, told them get the rest of them out or else, basically. What else? There was one other thing. Oh, we were remarking earlier in the background about all the general aviation crashes that have happened lately. Helicopter here in Sacramento, the one down at Huntington Beach with the aviation influencer on it, had a flight come down on a freeway in Massachusetts a couple of days ago. Another small plane in Georgia. Another helicopter crash in the Midwest, and it seems like a lot of general aviation crashes happening. And I just wanted to assure folks that it's not more crashes than normal. It's just that we have more reporting and social media of it. So don't be afraid to fly privately or commercially. Everything is fine. There's more car accidents. You're more likely to get into a car accident on a daily basis than you ever will in an airplane.
You're right. It is being reported on much more frequently now, even with us here reporting on them here.
Oh, and breaking news. Frost, I just told you about this right before we went live. I found out right before we went live, because we talk about this movie all the time here on this network. It is one of my favorite movies.
And that's one of the reasons we're in red mode right now.
It is one of the reasons we're in red mode right now in honor of this movie. A lot of times when you are in dark mode in a submarine, this is exactly what it looks like when you're sitting at your battle station, your weapon station, navigation station, whatever it may be. But folks, after we're done live tonight, you want to lay in bed and fall asleep to a movie, a damn good movie? The Hunt for the Red October is free on YouTube with occasional ads. So just go to your search bar after our live stream, not before we're done here. Hang out with us a little longer. But after we're done here on the live stream, I'm sure Frost is going to restart the 24/7 format. You're going to open that up on one tab. And you're going to open up another tab if you're on the computer.
And you're going to fall
And you're going
asleep
to watch the
listening to
history of
Sean
Red October, and
Connery.
you're going to fall asleep. And it's going to be amazing. And some classic Sean Connery.
Rest in peace.
Like, I think he did that right around the Barbara Walters interview. By the way, if you want a treat of an interview of some pure male chauvinism, the Sean Connery, Barbara Walters interview, friends, is top-notch male chauvinism. Sean Connery talking about how it is okay to slap a woman around every once in a while. It is one hell of an interview, and it's Barbara Walters at her best. What in the hell? South Korean Air Force Tactical X.
This is the best call sign I've seen all week. ABCDEFG.
At 40,000 feet.
And he's doing some racetracks here.
That's not a P8.
It's cooking.
He's doing 5 bills. War Games is a great movie.
Love War Games. So up here on the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a QR code. If you scan that with a modern phone, take a picture of it, or like you're going to take a picture of it, it should take you to the link. Just in case you're watching on a TV or something where you can't click on these YouTube links right now, this will take you over towards Intel Shift. And here in a second, we'll put up Mind Shift.
Sorry.
Don, the best part of the Cold War was the movies. I completely agree. Completely agree. We got some great movies. Tom Clancy really knocked it out of the park with almost everything he put out. Actually, I can't even think of one that I disliked right now. Hunt for the Red October being my favorite. I mean, I talk about it all the time. I'm probably going to fall asleep listening to some Red October tonight, which is hard to sleep because it's such a great movie. Even though I mostly know it line for line at this point, but wow. That's why we're at battle stations tonight. Alrighty. All right, so if you haven't scanned the QR code in for Swiller's Intel Shift, it's on the top right-hand corner. That's about to switch over to Mind Shift, so we can get some people subscribed over there that are interested.
Why did YouTube take my filters away from me? What the hell, YouTube? Make me restart you?
What filters?
So usually when I do a search on YouTube, I can put in whatever I'm searching for. And it'll give me 3 little dots, and then I can say, hey, I'm not searching for a video. I'm actually searching for a channel by this title versus a video by that title. And it'll just show me channels at that point.
Weird.
But for some reason, there we go. I got it.
All right, so
I just needed to restart.
The QR code on the top right-hand corner of the screen is now Mind Shift. And then for the last one here is going to be Meta Shift, where actually after this, I might, before I go to bed tonight, play a little coin pusher game for just a little while, which is too much fun. We'll chat over there and have a good time. See if I did this right. I did not. Here we go. And this is the QR code. You can scan that if that's your thing. Metashift Gaming. Right now, this is a temporary URL. I'll also put it in chat. Right here is how you subscribe for the gaming side of things, if that's what you're interested in. I play war games over there. I play really basic coin games. Just whatever's chill, whatever's fun. I think as closer as we get to Halloween, I might play some stuff out of my comfort zone, like the Aliens tactical game. I've been trying to watch Alien Earth. I'm on episode 3. Pretty good. Really good. Tad bit scary. All right, let me get back to the map. Let's go see what these E6s are up to. These sneaky E6s. I took the long way around the Earth here. Still one E6 in California. The other one, Swiller, we had 2 in California, didn't we?
We did.
We had 4 all day. Now we have 1.
Well, no, we have 2. No, sorry, we have 1. The other one landed a short time ago at Travis.
All right.
And I believe, if I'm seeing this properly, hold on, 20,000. There is a KC-130 that is giving gas to a KC-135 over California.
Interesting.
I'm going to check this registration real quick.
Tomorrow, President Trump will participate in a press conference with FBI Director Kash Patel at 3 p.m.
Good old cocaine cash.
What else do we have going on here?
Nope, it's an Air Force C-130, so it's not a... It's just a cargo plane.
I think we just missed some traffic because my squelch wasn't set correctly. Did you guys hear that on the stream? Maybe I didn't. It should have. Okay, that was weird. I saw it on the waterfall, but I didn't see it up here. I think it looked on the waterfall the length of a test count, but that's what I saw.
Have we got any NASCAR fans in the chat? Just wondering. If you're a NASCAR fan, I have a piece of useless information that is tied to one of the airplanes that is on our screen right now.
Which one?
The E6 over Northern California. Happens to be just over the city of Corning, California. And for those that are NASCAR fans, Corning, California is the birthplace and home of Tyler Reddick, driver of the number 45 Toyota. Driver for Michael Jordan, who is in a gigantic lawsuit against NASCAR right now.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Jeanette says, I like Rex.
There was one at the last race, just to briefly talk about it because it was so incredible. The last race was down in Vegas and it was in the afternoon. So the sun was setting in turn 4. The sun was setting, I guess, in turn 1. So if you were coming out of turn 4, you had just nothing but the sun in your eyes. Couldn't see squat. There was a driver who decided, hey, I need to go to pit road right now. So he starts slowing down, jamming on the gears, probably down to about 100 miles on the track. And a car came off of turn 4 doing a $160, not knowing that he was even there, and just plowed square into the back of him. Square to the back of him. I agree with you, Fried. I'm not a fan of the Toyotas either. But it was just an incredible wreck. The guy in the The guy in the car that got hit was literally like, the F just happened. Yeah, it was horrible. Horrible.
Well, folks, we went over the channel news. We went over the regular news, breaking news. We checked out some flight information. The last piece of information that I have for you is that I have brought back, when you put tracking information on YouTube, when you're using commands like header, news, the count, all that fun stuff that we keep track of in chat, those are now pushing back to Discord like they used to, and then pushing them back over to X and giving the person who reported a kind of like a thank you as well. So all of that tracking information is working again in Discord. Discord has been cleaned up and also rebranded. So if you're looking for Warwatch on Discord, it's no more, but it has been rebranded to Static Shift and the Shift Network. And that's where you'll find Intel Shift, Mind Shift, Static Shift, and all that fun stuff. We're going to share a Discord and keep our community all together right over there, because I think there's a lot of people that could benefit from all four of them. So again, thank you for everyone for being here. Swiller, do you have anything else for us?
I want to thank anybody who has subscribed over to my channel so far, to the Intel Shift Network. There's a link here, a couple links here in the chat. Make sure that you subscribe over there. If you're new around here, and welcome in, Kiki, even though we're just getting out of here. Thanks for dropping by tonight. If you're just joining us around here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification icon, so you know when the channel is live and up and running and all that good stuff. Hit the share button when we do go live. Put us out there in front of like-minded people. As you know, we cover everything from what happens here on Earth to Three-Eye Atlas and other celestial events that are happening right now. Maybe next time I'm on here with you, we'll deep dive a little bit into Three-Eye Atlas.
And R2 Swan.
There seems to be about a 50-50 consortium right now. Half the folks think that it's a comet, and half the folks think that it's an alien craft. I'm on Team Comet. Just going to throw it out there right now, because I sure as hell hope it ain't an alien craft. But yeah, maybe we could do a little deep dive on that a little next time.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much. On Thursday, we have another live, I believe around 7 o'clock Mountain Time. And we'll see you all then. I'm going to get the stream 24/7 stream back up and running. Thanks for being here. And Swiller, huge shout out to you and big props for creating your channel. I know it's going to do well.
Absolutely, man. Thank you very much. And you mind if I take us out of here, bro?
Yeah, you signed us out.
Right on, man. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. He's Frost. I'm Swiller. This is Static Shift. We are out.